Hey everyone, Mark here from thosegamingnerds.com, and I'm bringing you another video, and this time I'm going to be reviewing a movie. What movie, you ask? The Amazing-Spiderman. Because I was going to write one, and then I realized I had this camera on this tripod. And this Amazing Fantasies Introduction of Spider-Man replica comic book cover framed. So I might as well just do a video about it instead. So that's what I'm doing. The movie I felt was great. For a comic book movie, for a Spider-Man movie, definitely top notch. I think the thing that hurt the movie was timing, and not timing as in like when to be released. The release was, a great release date, in between Avengers and The Dark Knight Rises. But the fact that it's kind of soon after Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy to start a new trilogy for Spider-Man. But I realize it's a totally different story, even though you guys don't think, a lot of people don't think it is. Basically, this one's more revolving around the Ultimate storyline and some of the Amazing Spider-Man storyline added in. This one's basically, I love this film because I'm a Spider-Man fan, and it touched base on Peter Parker's father more. I think that was like the main basis of the film, whereas Sam Raimi's were constantly about Uncle Ben, and this one was more Peter Parker's father and how he worked at Oscorp and how it all ties everything in. I think it showed a better, it presented a better way of him learning his powers and his abilities instead of previously when he was like, oh, just dancing on the roof and running and jumping, and the next thing you know, he's web slinging perfectly. This one, he had to make the web shooters out of watches, which was great because I love the fact that he actually had the web shooters on his wrists. It also showed him learning the abilities better, and it felt like it was more organic in the way they did it instead of just rushing it. They took their time with him becoming Spider-Man. I think the best part of it was the relationship between Peter Parker and Dr. Kirk Connors, who actually worked with Peter Parker's dad. So he got to see the world his dad was in and get to work, be around someone who actually knew his fathers, because he loved it when he was a young boy. And then, it also showed that Peter Parker was this intelligent person, because they always made him look, Sam Raimi made him look not so intelligent in his previous movies, but Peter Parker was actually really smart for a teenager, and he was sitting there helping with a formula, which then led to Kirk Connors turning into a lizard, because, he only had one arm, so he's walking around like this, and then boom, lizard arm, turns into a lizard. The lizard, I was disappointed in the way he looked. The face ruined it for me. I mean, I know they wanted to keep it more, keep a human tone to it, but they could have just extended a little bit of a snout even. I mean, he literally almost looked like when they did the Super Mario Brothers movie with John Leguizamo as Luigi, which made perfect sense, where they had the Goombas were little lizards with flat faces. That's kind of what it reminded me of. And so yeah, that kind of just threw me off a bit. Andrew Garfield did a phenomenal job as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I didn't like they kind of made him kind of hipsterish, but it still worked. It worked in the film. Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. I'm really glad they actually put Gwen Stacy in the beginning of in the first movie, because everyone thinks Mary Jane, this and that, Mary Jane that, but it's not. Gwen Stacy was the original Peter Parker love. In certain comic book series, I know Mary Jane was in one, Gwen Stacy was in the other, but I think the Gwen Stacy story for it will bring more of that drama to it, and not drama as in relationship drama, but for the tone of the film, because it's definitely going to get more interesting if they go the route that I think they're going to go, which hopefully will revolve around the Sinister Six. For those of you who watch the post-credits extra scene, you'll know what I'm talking about, because apparently whoever that is a mystery. I'm going to say that again, a mystery. Air quotes. The action was good. They actually did the action really well. A few things I didn't get was Dr. Kirk Connors wanted everyone to be lizards, because there's no disease in this and that. So he does little spray canisters he throws out, and a whole bunch of cops get infected, start transforming. Then they disappear. And then next thing you know, they're being changed back. And it's just well, where were they? What were they doing? Well, they were little lizard goons. Were they all terrorizing the city? Nothing. No information about it. the film was long too. I think it was around the 2 hour mark, and that was actually kind of interesting because it didn't drag out. Certain films, when they reach the 2 hour mark, they drag and drag, and this one didn't. It was a balance between the humor, the action, the story, and that's something Marvel's getting excellent with balancing. Like, not to take anything away from The Dark Knight Rises, I know it's a totally different style of film, but like that one was a long movie too, and that one kind of had its moments where it dragged out. But Amazing-Spiderman, I mean, I could see the issues with it. Like, there were some inconsistencies, but the cast was great. Like, Dennis Leary as Captain George Stacy, he did a phenomenal job. You know, Emma Stone did great as Gwen Stacy, very believable and quirky, bubbly, personality. And then of course Andrew Garfield, and then Dr. Curtis Connors. He did a great job also. Sorry, I'm checking my phone, and that's really rude of me. I'm doing a video, but I had a text message. I'm sick. Yeah. So the movie was great. I think it's just outshined because of Avengers and The Dark Knight Rises, and also the fact that the Sam Raimi's trilogy just ended a couple years ago, and now it's just like boom, new one. But it's just, you gotta take it for what it is. Like, these are the comic book movies I like, the quirky ones. That's the same reason why like I liked Green Lantern and other people didn't, because it's a comic book movie. I don't want it to be realistic. Like, but this one was real. Like, they try to do realistic films, but at the same time, this one had the quirkiness to it that just made it be like, wow, this is like, how is this even happening? Like, there's a scene where he needed to get to the building, got shot in the leg, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, a whole bunch of crane operators instantly knew to line them all up where he needed to go. And everyone was like, I heard someone in theater like, wait, how did they know to do that? And I'm just like, shh, it's a comic book movie. You don't ask how things happen in a comic book movie. They're supposed to be comic book movies. Entertaining. You don't read into them. You really don't. But other than that, I think the film was, really good. And I'm hoping that they go, the sequel is even better. I'm hoping by the time the sequel comes out, people will start being more forgiving of the series, because, you gotta give it a chance. You just gotta watch it and just be like, yeah, Spider-Man. I don't know why I did pew pew, because these aren't laser guns, these are web slingers, so it's supposed to go whoosh, instead. I don't even know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, I don't know if it's, I'm pretty sure it's not in theaters anymore. It's definitely something you want to check out on DVD when it comes out if you didn't give it a chance in theaters. I'm sure everyone will enjoy it. It is an enjoyable film. It could be a lot worse. I mean, Topher Grace as Venom in Spider-Man 3. I mean, so you can't really get much worse than that. But yeah. The film, I mean, if I had to rate it, I don't like rating things numerical scale in videos, but I'll probably give it like a 3 out of 5 stars, which is fair. But that's it for me talking about the Amazing Spider-Man film. I just didn't know what to talk about because I don't want to do spoilers of anything major, so it's kind of a bare video of what I talk about. But we will get more details for other films, reviews that we're going to be filming soon. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at @theionvein, but it's _. It'll be all in the information. Everything you need will be in the information below the video. We have tons more videos coming out soon. And so just check out we're all over social media. We're on Twitter. We stream now on Twitch, which pretty soon I will be streaming the Amazing Spider-Man video game, which takes place after the film, which, will be really cool to watch. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys saw the movie, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too, like I did. And that's it for now, so thank you for watching.